Stern report, which looked at climate change from an economic perspective. The report estimates that dealing with global warming would cost about 1% of global GDP, yet not dealing with global warming could wipe out up to 20% of global GDP. Now, it is important to remember that the Stern report is speculative and global warming still is not proven beyond doubt. It's also worth pointing out that while not absolutely proven, the vast and overwhelming body of credible scientific evidence supports that we're in for a bad time if we don't deal with global warming. There are, of course, naysayers, and they're not all nutcases. The Wall Street Journal puts forward their case. The journal suggests the Stern report has underestimated the cost of dealing with global warming, and they point out that it would cost $16 trillion by some estimates just to address growing energy needs. Wait, that's $16 trillion to do the opposite of what the Stern report says. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense to quote that number, does it? Still, the Wall Street Journal points out, what about the potential benefits? The Stern report glosses over potential benefits. Some good things could happen with warming. The journal poo-poos Al Gore's warning of coastal flooding, saying, what about an increased growing season in Siberia or northern Canada? That would be great. Miami underwater? Nah, it'd be nice and warm in Siberia. How's that for an upside? The fact that 90% of the world's population lives in the coastal areas that are most under threat? Get out of here. Northern Canada would have an increased growing season. Look on the bright side, you doomsayers. The journal also points out that we shouldn't only think about global warming. What about disease, poverty, hunger, education? All important things. I haven't read the Stern report cover to cover, but I don't think it says don't do those things as well. Everything is up for debate, but if all the global warming naysayers have on their side is sunny weather in northern Canada, I think your position is looking a bit shaky.